Dear friends, welcome to new session, new class, new video. Here in this session, we start the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. Before this, we discussed about the comparison of your PU syllabus with your 9th, 10th syllabus. So after that, we have discussed question paper pattern, weightage of marks, blueprint for preparation of a question paper. All those things we have discussed. After that, from this class, we start the chapter. Here, today's topic is related to morphology of flowering plants. Okay, so here, this is important chapter and very easy topic. Already, you are having good idea about the concepts that now we are going to discuss in this chapter. So here, morphology of flowering plants. You try to understand, here two words have given. One is morphology and another one is flowering plants. So here, these two words are very important. These two terminology in this chapter are very important. First we discuss flowering plants. We know that when we observe kingdom Metaphyta, means kingdom Plantae. That means this kingdom includes the plants only. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಸಸ್ಯ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. This plant kingdom includes the bryophyte, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Bryophytes are amphibians of plant kingdom. They do not produce flowers. Because of this reason, bryophytes are not flowering plants. Pteridophytes, when we observe the pteridophytes are spore producing plants. They do not produce flowers. Whereas gymnosperms do not produce the flowers. They produce naked seeds. Anavruta bija sasyagalu. Gymnosperms, no. Angiosperms are present. Next category is angiosperms. Angiosperms are flowering plants. Angiosperms are flowering plants. Avruta bija sasyagalu. Means, in this case, when we observe flowering plants, means we are discussing about the angiosperms. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಹೂವು ಬಿಡುವಂತಹ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್. So here, what is morphology? Here we have another one word, morphology. Morphos means external appearance of an organism. Logos, study. Logy, study. This is said to be the morphology. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಏನು. ಹಂಗಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿಯು ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತದೆ ಇನ್ ಅ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. Simply, what are those? Root system. The plant, what we are observing, for example, what we are observing in this plant, root system is taproot system or fibrous root system. Entha root system ide adaralli? Stem, branched, unbranched. Leaves, simple or compound. What type of flowers are present? What type of fruits are present? Whether this plant comes under the herb, shrub, trees, climbers, all these things comes under the morphological characters. Need not to go for the dissection or sectioning of the cells, tissues. Here only by observing a plant we get all these ideas. Such type of characteristics are comes under the external features, external biological characters. So in plants, particularly in angiosperms, we discuss such type of morphological characters using some biological words, using some technical words. So here, morphology of flowering plants. So when we observe the morphology of flowering plants, when we observe, a typical plant comprises two parts, underground part and another part is above the ground level. These two parts are present. Commonly, very normally, the part which is present within the soil is root part, and above the ground level, above the soil, what the part we are observing in a common plant is shoot. It is said to be the shoot system. So here, when we observe flowering plants, already we know that flowering plants means angiosperms. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್, categorized into two groups: dicot plants and monocot plants. ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ನ ಎರಡು ಭಾಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿಂಗಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಡೈಕಾಟ್, ಮೊನೊಕಾಟ್. ಡೈಕಾಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದ್ವಿದಳ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು, ಮೊನೊಕಾಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏಕದಳ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ both are comes under the group angiosperms, but they show some morphological differences. So when we observe typical dicot plant, how it appears, we will see. Say this is the ground level. Here we observe root system. In your biology classes, diagrams are very important, so please concentrate while drawing diagrams in biology. These are very important. So this is root system, and next when we observe the shoot system, and here stem produces the branches. So these are leaves. Okay, here leaves are present. Here also this stem produces the branches, leaves. Okay, so here leaves are present. After this, here we draw flowers. Okay, so here we draw flowers. So next, here fruits are present. So this is the developing growing shoot here present. So like that here. So this is plant, a common plant. This is typical dicot plant. When we observe, see, this is the part, it is in a underground level. So this part is said to be root system, and above the ground level, what the part we are observing, this is shoot system. This is said to be shoot system. Like this here, a typical plant, a common plant comprises the root system as well as the shoot system. When we observe root system, very commonly, without any modification, without any changes, samanyavagi, root system is very commonly positively geotrophic and negatively phototropic. Try to understand these two words. This is positively geotropic. Root is positively geotropic, whereas it is negatively phototropic. Negatively phototropic. It is negatively geotropic, positively phototropic. Now, what is the meaning of these two words, geotropic and phototropic? So try to understand. Geo means earth. Geo means earth. Tropic means movement. Means when we observe the growth of this root system, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೂಟ್ ಬೇರಿನ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, when we observe the growth and development of this root system is towards the earth. It grow underground. Because of this reason, here it shows the movement towards the soil, movement towards the ground. Because of this reason, here it is said to be positively geotropic. And this root do not show its movement towards the light above the ground level. Because of this reason, it is negatively phototropic. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಬೇರು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಭೂಮಿಯ ಕಡೆಗೆ, ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಅದು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಕಡೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಜಿಯೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್, ಮತ್ತು ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಕಡೆ ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳಕಿಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾದ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ phototropic. When we observe this shoot system, it is growing above the ground level, means it is not growing towards the soil. ಭೂಮಿಯ ಕಡೆಗೆ, ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. It is growing above the ground level, above the soil. Because of this reason, here it is negatively geotropic, and it is growing towards the light. Because of this reason, positively phototropic. ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಭೂಮಿಯ ನೆಲದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಜಿಯೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್. ಫೋಟೋ ಲೈಟ್, ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್, ಜಿಯೋ ಸಾಯಿಲ್, ಅರ್ತ್, ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. So you try to understand these two words. After this, when we observe this root system, first we discuss the functions of the root, then we discuss different types of the roots further. So here, when we observe the functions of root, listen, these functions are common for all the plant. Supposed to be root is not modified. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಬೇರುಗಳು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ರೂಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೂಟ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್, absorption of water and minerals. See, for the growth of a plant body, compulsorily root requires the water and minerals. Soil is not simple structure. We know that soil comprises different types of chemical compounds. So here plant receives many and different types of minerals from the soil. During photosynthesis, plant synthesize glucose only, but nitrogen, magnesium, manganese, zinc, there are so many different types of minerals, ions. All these things are absorbed, are captured by the plant from the soil only. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹೀರಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಸ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸಸ್ಯದ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ನೀಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ನೆಲದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಖನಿಜಾಂಶಗಳು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ಈ ಬೇರು ಹೀರಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಸ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ absorption of water and minerals, means root is helpful for the absorption of water and also it is helpful for the absorption of minerals. The second primary function is anchorage. What is this one? Anchorage means fixing, hidididodu, fixing. It fix the what? It fix the total plant body into the soil. Because of this reason only plants stand erect on the soil. Root play a very important role. This root fix the plant body into the soil. So this is also one primary function. Whereas the next one is production of growth regulators. Production of growth regulators. What are growth regulators? Growth regulators are one type of hormones. These are plant hormones. So here for the growth and development of plant, compulsorily hormones are required. Different types of hormones are required. Hormones which are helpful or which are essential for the growth of plant body are called growth regulators. Means they are responsible to control the process of growth in the plant body. ಸಸ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನುಗಳು. We know that there are different types of hormones are present. In your lower class you have studied all these things. Auxins, gibberellins or gibberellins, cytokinins. So these are the growth regulators, especially growth promoters. All these hormones are produced by the root. Because of this reason, this root is helpful for the production of growth regulator. Of course, shoot system is also helpful for the production of some growth regulators. Here, root is also responsible for the production of growth regulators. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್ಗಳು ಶೂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತವೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಂಡದ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆಳೀತವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಟ್ ಸಹ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ರೂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ helpful for the production of food. Commonly, normally, without modification, stem is helpful for the transportation of food and water, samanyavagi. And this actually root is helpful for the storage of food material. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಬೇರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ರೂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಹಾರ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಸ್ಯ ಇಡುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ತನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ರೂಟ್. ಸೊ ವೆನೆವರ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ದೆನ್ ರೂಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. Like this here, these are the primary functions of the root. Please remember this. Here we discuss the next concept, reasons of the root. When we observe the reasons of the root, these are like this. Say here, this is a root system, primary root. Okay, this type of structure is present. So when we observe different reasons present in the root. Okay, so here we start from the apex. Here this is said to be root cap. This is called root cap, or it is also said to be calyptra. Here this is the multicellular structure. It is made up of many cells, and here it covers the root tip. This apex of the root is covered with the covering. This covering is called root cap, or it is said to be the calyptra. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬೇರಿನ ತುದಿ, ಈ ರೂಟ್ನ ತುದಿ, ಈ ತುದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ರೀತಿಯ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಕವಚ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಪ್ಟ್ರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. What is the function of this root cap? Root cap provides the protection. Protection for what and why this protection is required? See here, this is the root apex. It is comprises meristematic cells. Already you are having very good idea about the meristematic cells. Meristematic cells are young embryonic cells. These cells have capability of continuous cell division. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಅವು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಕೋಶ ವಿಭಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ, ತುಂಬ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಜೀವಕೋಶಗಳು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ಟಿಪ್ ಆರ್ ರೂಟ್ ಅಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೂಟ್ ಟಿಪ್ ಆರ್ ರೂಟ್ ಅಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. These soil particles may causes the injury, may causes the damage to the root apex or the root tip. Because of this reason, to avoid this problem, here the root apex or root tip is covered with the root cap, or we can say calyptra. So here this is root cap, calyptra. Now this part is said to be meristematic region. This part is said to be meristematic region, means Say meristematic region. So here meristematic region comprises the meristematic cells. We know that meristematic cells are continuously dividing cells. These are young embryonic cells. They divide continuously. Mitotically they divide and add new cells to the plant body. Meristematic cells ಗಳು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಕೋಶ ವಿಭಜನೆ, ಮೈಟಾಟಿಕ್ ಕೋಶ ವಿಭಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಸ ಜೀವಕೋಶಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತವೆ. These meristematic cells are helpful and important for growth and development. Above this meristematic region, there is a presence of elongation region. Elongation region means here the cells are undergoing elongation, maturation, not completely matured. They are elongating. Means here meristematic region is present, meristematic cells are present. The meristematic cells present in this zone or area or the region produce the new cells. These new cells are growing, increasing their size. This phenomena is elongation of cells, and after this elongation cells become mature. So here cells are elongating, cells are growing, cells are developing. This region is said to be what? Elongation region. And afterwards there is a presence of, need not to draw this one. So here after this there is a presence of maturation region. This part is said to be maturation region. This part is said to be maturation region, means here cells are totally matured. They are not dividing. They have attained their permanent shape, size and structure. These are said to be the matured cells. In this region, cells are completely developed. Cells are fully matured. Here cells are performing very good biological functions, physiological functions. So here cells are attain permanent shape, size and structure. They do not divide, but they perform physiological functions. So here when we observe, in this region only we observe some hair-like projections. ಇದೇ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು projections ಕಾಣುತ್ತವೆ. These are root hairs. These are root hairs, and these root hairs are helpful for the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So here these are the three different regions present in the root. Meristematic region protected by the root cap or calyptra. Here second one is the elongation region, and the next one is maturation region, which possess the root hairs. These type of regions are present in the typical common root. Okay. So friends, please remember here we have discussed some simple concepts today. In your next session we will proceed with the types of roots, means different types of roots and modifications in roots. Thank you friends.